Hey everybody, it's Joel Woodard back with you for another painting log video. It's Wednesday and it's definitely further along in the week than I wanted to work. I last worked on this Sunday and I was thinking I was going to get back into it either that night or maybe the day after, but didn't happen. A lot of stuff has been going on this week. So this is my first chance I had to get back into this. So I don't really have anything new or interesting to talk about, so I'm just going to get right into this. Before I do, I'm going to tell you a little bit about what I'm going to do. The solid shapes down here that I added last time, I'm going to add some stripes to it. Not really stripes. They'll look like stripes, but they'll act more as blocks of color. I added some quinacridone magenta to the palette today to get some complementary contrast going on down here without going back to the dioxazine purple. I don't want that color to overstay its welcome. And as for this shape up here, I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with that yet. I think I'm going to start just by making it more solid. I have a couple ideas of something I can add behind this. There's part of the collage showing through right here and here. I was thinking of expanding that to make it look like an orb behind the middle of this shape here. I think that could look interesting. And once I have this a solid color, I might have some stuff happen on top of it. So I'm not quite sure yet. I'm hoping ideas will strike me as I'm working. Another great quote that Picasso said is that inspiration does exist, but it must find you working. I think that's great. So I'm going to get to work and I'm going to hope inspiration finds me. Okay, so what I've got right now is these solid shapes that I added earlier. I did those blocks of color that I said I was going to do, and they're very light pastel-y type colors. I'm not crazy about it right now, though I do like the variety of what I did here. I wasn't sure if dragging yellow through that magenta would be a good idea and vice versa, but I think it's okay. I think I like it. I think it's okay. I think I like it, though I'm not 100% convinced. That's why I'm not doing that over here yet. Though leaving that as it is right now, I'm not seeing that as a final solution yet either. So what I'm going to do is go back up into this top shape here, make it solid like I said earlier. I did go ahead and start with this black color that I made. I'm running low on the dioxazine purple, so what I added instead is anthraquinone blue. These names are a mouthful. Anthraquinone. I might be pronouncing that right. It's that right there. So I cut this with burn umber. I made that black. That's what I started with today. Should be a little bit dry. Even if it isn't, I'll get a little bit of it into that shape and eventually it'll just be painted out. Alright, I'm going to keep going. Okay, so what I did is add a few more shapes down here using this color up here. I was starting to feel that I needed some of that to weigh it down a bit, just to make the piece more coherent. Some of that down here. And I wanted them behind what I had already. That's always a little challenging to do, but I think I pulled it off okay. This orb shape here got a little rough, and it was separated from these other three here. Don't think I intended that fully, but that's what's going on now, so I think I'll clean up that edge a bit more. As far as what else to do up here, I'm still not sure. I don't know. Maybe it's done. I don't know. I want to keep working on it. This issue still needs to be resolved. I think I'm liking this more now, so maybe I'll do more of that design on this shape here. Once I have that done, I'll see where I'm at, see how I feel, and see where I go from there. Okay, so I think I'm just about there with this piece. The most obvious thing I added were these hatch marks up here. The idea was to have them overlap the large shape, but also overlap that dark oval that was underneath it. And I also let those hatch marks go up and down like that. And I like how that color looks against that muted color. That's really nice. I think that's the best part of it. And down here, I decided to paint out some of that detail that was overlapping those blocks of color. The yellow that was on top of the magenta, and the magenta that was on top of the yellow. I kept this purpley color that was over the lighter magenta block, and I basically just did the same thing over here. So now they match. I really don't know what else to do to this, so I'm thinking it's done. I'm not entirely satisfied with it, but if I add any more, it's just gonna kill it. It's just gonna, I'll just end up painting over the whole thing. So I'm just gonna leave it alone as it is. That continues to be a problem for me. Not knowing when to stop necessarily, but integrating the collage with the painting that I do on top of it. When I started these, I really wanted to have that balance, a really good, strong balance between the collage and the paint. In effect, having them reinforce each other and making the whole stronger than the sum of its parts. There are a couple examples in this series that illustrate that well. Maybe just two. And I think the others are basically just paintings over collage, you know. And I wanted the paint to be part of the collage, not painting over collage, if that makes sense. I zeroed in on that idea pretty well, just on a couple of them. It's still something I need to learn. It's still something I need to master, because I like variety in my work. I like cut up paper. I like hard edges. I like soft edges. I like really thick painterly texture, and I also like really flat texture that only paper can give you. The challenge is finding the common ground between those two things and finding a balance that shows that harmony. So there's things I like about this. I'm not considering this a total loss. You know, painting is always a learning experience, and I know more about how I work doing these than not having done them. So the way I work is it's always a balancing act. Not too much of this, not too much of that, having enough of that, a little more of this, and it's just learning how to navigate through all that. So, I guess that's it for this little series I decided to do. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do next. I know I talked about that in the last video. I need to give it some thought. There are things about these that I want to incorporate into larger work, and still, it's just that balancing act, like I said. So I'm just going to keep at it, keep learning. So, anyway, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Hit like, please, if you like this, and subscribe. That'd be great. And hopefully it won't be too long before I record again. So until then, hope you all take care, and take care of each other.